Hello everyone. Welcome to Speletons. I'm Zinker. He's Derek. And this is Supermash. And I feel the microphone is just recording at levels that are way too high. Nope. Maybe it's just because it's so close to my face. How are you, Derek? That's great. Let me tell you. Sit down, strap in, buckle the fuck up, buckle your pants. Let me tell you.
What, will they fall down or something?
Today, what has happened? What am I doing? Why is this lagging? This is legitimately lagging. What? Alright, what do I have to do? Metroidvanias? What do I need? Go to locations? Great. Okay, Metroidvania. Metroidvania. Easy, short, easy. Neat. Okay. Worst game to choose to do a story for me. It's just hard to focus for some reason. So, yesterday, Sunday. What a Sunday. Great Sunday. Fantastic Sunday. Teeth kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, death before teeth kicking. My bad. So, yeah. I'm manager. Just me. Busy weekend day. My sis is on vacation. Other manager has a baby shower. Needs a day off. Just me. I got this. What could go wrong?
Just Zinker.
What? Yeah, just Zinker. 1 hour in.
I can't hear the game, by the way.
1 hour in. Hello?
1 hour in.
It doesn't like you. It doesn't want you to hear the game today. So, I'm sorry. What am I doing?
Only Supermash, I suppose.
I mean, we've heard all the things before. Okay. What was this? Okay, so only me. 1 hour in. All of the go-karts stop.
Oh no.
Just as a... Ow.
I don't know why you jumped down there hoping you get that or something.
It works in some games. It just wasn't one of those games where it'd work. So, so, all the go-karts stop. Go-karts are done. Go-karts are done. They're gone. They're done. They don't work. They don't vroom. They're not moving no more. They can't move. They can't move. It's not possible. They're broke. They're staying broke. They ain't getting fixed. Hour in. Best attraction. Of the outdoor ones that we have open right now. Dead. Alright. Well, that's more bad for the maintenance guy than it is for me. Rip him. But I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm kicking. I'm kicking a lot. I'm doing all the kicks. There's so much kicks. What else?
Maybe some dive kicks.
Is it pretty bad? Yeah. It's a tough thing to deal with, you know? It's a tough thing to deal with.
Yeah.
But I get through it.
I imagine people are upset.
Yeah, but so see, like, I know the tricks, right? People upsetty, sure. Understandable. What do my managers want me to do? Not give returns. What do? Give returns or offer them an extra $20 and not get the return. Don't take that, then you know what I do? I give them the return and the extra $20. Here's the line of thinking, right? Sure, they're just guests, and maybe you're thinking they're being unreasonable. Not really to me. Some people really do come just for the go-karts, and they're down. And they put money on their card for the go-karts. I don't see any reason to keep that. If they're not getting what they want out of that, I just don't think, I don't know how that benefits.
Yeah, it's not fair though. Like, it's...
I really don't.
Like, it's not... Like if you're like it sucks. It sucks to like go out of your way to go somewhere hoping to do something. You pay for it, you get there, and then you can't do it.
Yeah, because it was up for the first hour too. So like, keep in mind we told people like it was open. I got a lot of phone calls, and yeah, like I'm surprised I didn't have to talk to anyone about that. But yeah, they went down due to a maintenance issue. There's nothing we could do. They literally like, and I mean this, non-kidding. None of the carts moved at all anymore. That's how bad it was. Every single cart fucking exploded, essentially. And they could not move forward anymore. In fact, when you turn them on, it would make the noise as if the gas pedal was on. But it wasn't. And you couldn't move it with any switch. We had to unload a race at the end of it, fortunately, so we didn't have to give refunds. But we had to unload the race of everyone out on the track. Those carts sat out there for 3 hours before the 2 go-karts people had to push all those cars in. Thank God I didn't. But for them, oof, what a day that was. Actually, this poor girl, she was one of the team members. Oh, she was there all day. So, it's just the go-karts going down. What else? What else could go wrong? You know, what else could go wrong? Nothing, right? Nothing could go wrong. Kid. Oh, I had to trade a bunch of people on Playland. Because apparently we're opening that now, maybe, somehow. I don't know. That's not a big deal, though. That was easy. I trained, like, the whole staff. Good on me. What else could go wrong? I don't want to say the code specifically as to not give our, our particular radio codes. But, the one for a guest injury is announced over the radio. I'm like, oh, what could this be? What could it be? Fucking kid is passed out on a bench. From heat. Most likely. I'm not sure. Like, passed out. Like, holy shit. He might legitimately die. This would normally add what we call an alpha to it. Which means get a fucking ambulance. Literally, I go and ask what happened, and it's just that he passed out. So, it wasn't any of a ride. Thank fucking God. And the dad comes over at this time. He wasn't with him. And he said, and I asked him, like, hey, I should ask, do you want me to get an ambulance? And he's like, yeah, an ambulance would be great. And I don't know why I said this. This was an absolute mistake on my part. Never, ever, ever say this. I knew the moment I said it, I fucked up. But for some reason, I told the dad he had to pay for the ambulance. Which is true. But there's no reason I had to say that. I don't know why I thought to inform him. I don't know why that popped up. It was probably because it was a long day at that point. I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit. Even
dealing with courtesy.
Like I'm dealing the major stuff. Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter at that point. And I will explain so clearly why it doesn't matter and what's coming up. But I had to deal with a lot of small minor shit that I can't even explain to you because I don't remember at this point. So I had a long day, and for some reason I'm like, oh, but he might, because the stat was super duper calm. Oh, well, I guess I'm not doing a request because he came up and asked me to cancel it, buddy. But I told him that, and he's like, what? And then the dad. Anyhow, I told the dad that he needed to pay for the ambulance. He fucking flips his shit. This dad, it turns totally aggressive. Knowledge. It is common knowledge. But he starts saying stuff like, oh, so you're worried about your money? It's not my money. I don't fucking care. I was just informing him.
I hate that when boomers, I'm assuming it's a boomer, don't realize. I hate when people just in general don't realize that the person this person they're screaming at about trying to swindle money from them doesn't really care because they're never gonna see any of that money anyways. They could care less whether or not the business is successful. They're literally just trying to get their meager pay for the hours they work.
Yeah. No, like, straight up, I don't... I see none of that. I don't care.
I see people approach the counter, and my head immediately goes, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Damn it, they're coming.
I don't... I can't... Wait, is this him? Okay. You eliminated your mark. I assassinated him. I don't care. I guess I thought the guy should know that for some reason. I shouldn't have said it. And I mean this genuinely, I shouldn't have said it. He flips his... yeah, he flips the shit, and, he doesn't want the ambulance anymore.
You already called it?
No. That doesn't matter, I don't think. That doesn't matter. I don't think. Because I think you only pay if you go in the ambulance. No. This man...
I don't know if you have to for the...
this man...
Go ahead.
Starts to play chicken with his kid's life on the line. He throws the biggest fucking hissy fit I have ever seen. Like, he is extremely calm. And I will note that. He is aggressive, but he's calm. He's saying stuff like the money thing. He says, I'm very upset with how you handled that. I don't care about the finances when my kids like this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know why I said that, but I'm just like, let's get your kid an ambulance. He needs it. And then he said the thing about finances. I thought in my head, if that's the case, get the fucking ambulance. If you don't care about finances. No, this dude's throwing a hissy fit because he wants us to pay for the ambulance. Which is fucking, like, he doesn't ask for it. But that's honestly the only thing that makes sense.
It's not your fault. His kid was out in the
No, it's not. It's his, like, for his kid to be in the situation right now, this is basically, it's basically mistreatment as a kid. It's his fault for not giving the kid a liquid. Yeah. It's his kid. It's his kid. We didn't do shit that caused that. It's all this dude, and then he wants the ambulance, and then he's gonna play fucking chicken with his kid's life. I am absolutely fucking flabbergasted at that. I don't even know how to react to that. Like, it's insane. This dude then goes, like, I ask him, hey, is there anything else I can do then if you don't want the ambulance? I keep at it, and he's like, no, you can't, we don't want any of your help anymore. Because he's gonna do that because I said he had to pay for the ambulance. And just be a shit. Keep in mind, his kid, let me tell you what I walked up to on this, incident. This kid is lying on the bench with his siblings around, ice packs all around his face. I come with a water bottle and another ice pack. This other family is attending to this kid and gave the water bottle. Like, I tried to give the kid the water bottle. They took it from me and gave it to him, and then the dad came and attended to him. And I don't know. I lost my point. That's what he was like. This kid is, like, about to, like, fucking pass out, which is serious. And then this dude, this dude won't accept any help from me because I said the fucking ambulance thing, which I regret saying. I shouldn't have said it. I knew the moment I said it, I should have said it. I'm like, why the fuck did you just say that, Zinker? Because now this dude, this absolute asshole, who might be the only guest that could ever approach again, and I will actually swear him out for this. I'll be like, dude, I am sorry for telling you that. I really am. But also, what the hell are you doing playing chicken with your son's life? What the fuck? I didn't cuss him out during any of this. I would if he came back. Yeah. I probably would. I would literally go apologize to him for telling him that, and then be like, real talk, I'm gonna now take off this supervisor shit. I'm gonna tell you, why the hell were you playing? Like, I don't even care. No,
like, take off your badge for a second.
No, I will literally take off my name tag and my shirt and be like, I'm gonna talk to you as a real person now. Why the hell were you playing chicken with your son's life? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care if that would cause me to lose my job. Fucking worth it. This dude is absolute trash for this. You do not understand my upset with this one guy. Whatever. I haven't even gotten to it yet. He does eventually say to me, you know what you can do that would be really helpful? You could get me my money back for all the cards. Okay. I have no problems with this. Whatever. I've mentioned how I gave the returns. I didn't mention why, but I'll go over why later with the $20 thing. But, yeah, I'm like, okay, sure. So I run all the way back. I should note that this is one of the farthest attractions away from the arcade. I have to go in the arcade, give this dude his money back. And something because he has 4 separate cards, something keeps happening on the computer that makes it just slightly harder than it should be. And I have to keep undoing and redoing it, trying to accomplish it. It's so fucking annoying. Unfortunate, but it happens. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, okay. Destroy every dark shop. I come back. I do get him his money back. I get it in cash. I come back. This dude is waiting here, waiting for his return. After I give it to him, like, here you go. I'm like, do you want the ambulance now? No, he's going to get his truck, which he can happen to drive around. So he goes to his truck. I open a nearby gate that's close to where the kid is. This dude drives his truck specifically the opposite and longer direction from that. I look at it, and I'm like literally about to cuss this dude out at this point for that. I'm like, dude, you gotta be. Like, I'm about to tell him, and I stop. I'm like, is it even worth it? Or is he just gonna be shitty to me for trying to tell him this? No, I do tell him, like, you can bring your truck over here if you want. It's probably gonna be easier and shorter. And he does stop, and he turns around, he gets his truck, and drives around that way. So maybe I'm being a little unfair, and that was not on purpose. But it sure as fuck seemed like it was on purpose. I could not have been clearer about that gate. And then the whole family picks the kid up. He's walking, but just barely, and they bring him to the truck. And I'm like, okay. He should have gotten the ambulance. I should note, too, the thing with the go-karts. The maintenance guy wanted to talk to the police because he wanted to find out if it was a radio tower or something else that was built that's casting a frequency that's destroying all it. Because the line is like some frequency issue. I don't know. That's relevant to some later
interference
stuff that can happen. Yeah, interference or something. Because that's it. They just recently started to go to shit with this weird with these problems. But this was the ultimate problem. Okay. So going over so going back to the $20 thing, giving the refunds back. I mentioned that I just kind of like give refunds and give them an extra $20 because if you do that, they'll have like if you give them $20 the next time, they'll come back. They have $20 the next time, most likely. So you'll see that money again.
It's not like they can do anything else. Yeah, it's not like you're not losing any money. You're not really losing out on any money from it.
Not particularly. Not for attractions. Not exactly. You could for food. They use it on food, which they could do.
For food, yeah.
But like honestly, no. It's so worth it where we work most of the time too, especially because all it's going to do is give them a reason to come back and makes them happy. It's
for food too, though. Like I know places like that, your food costs are not that expensive for how much you charge for it. Essentially, like for how much the food it costs you guys to make the food versus how much it costs them to buy the food. You're not losing a ton on it.
Yeah, but we're also in COVID right now. We've lost like over $1 million from it. It's that bad.
I guess it's true.
But it's still worth it.
Everyone's losing money.
Everyone's losing money. It's still so worth it. The satisfaction you get, even if they're assholes, is way more worth it in the sense that you'll probably keep them as a long-running customer, guest, whatever. And they will.
They'll come back, so like you're not gonna just completely lose them. It's better to keep it. Yeah, it's
so much better. I don't know why because my manager on some things, he'll be so insistent that like people don't we don't give refunds and stuff. But like I barely ever consider that possibility. If they ever reach me, I usually just give it outright. There's been one time I haven't, and it's because they said they weren't from around here. I'm like, well, then I really don't care, I guess. And he was, my boss was also, I didn't say that to them, obviously. And my boss was really, anal about this.
Yeah.
Because it was a hayride, so I didn't give them their money back. All I said was I can transfer it to a card if you want. And they said, well, I'm not coming back here again. I'm like, well, okay. If you're not from around here and you're not coming back here again, I don't, I mean, real talk, like, why? It doesn't matter to me. You're unsatisfied, unfortunately. And it was like for a stupid reason too, whatever it was. So like, no, I don't. There's no reason to give a reason. Oh yeah, they didn't want to wait in the line. I'm like, well, you bought it. Sorry. At that point, it's not my problem that you don't want to wait in the line anymore.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault. You're impatient.
Yeah. They bought it. They bought the ticket, and you know, they're guaranteed to go on. It's not like they don't, like, we close and they don't get to go on. No, they get their ride. Whatever though. That was like the only time I turned something. I have other stories, but not now. I'm not done with this day. So we had this kid that almost passed out. No, sorry. Whoa, he was basically there. He could barely walk. There should have been an ambulance involved. And I go back to my office and I laugh because I'm joking with some of the.
You guys have a health person at all on staff at all?
No,
like, do you have like anyone for?
No.
Oh, that's surprising for a place like that.
We're just a family fun center. We're not an amusement park. And I don't actually think most places do because we can't be liable for that stuff.
We do. I know we do at the casino. We have medical. We have not like a huge medical staff. We just have like one person, and then like some like minor training for like security too, I think. But it's not to like it's not to stop. So it's not to save. It's not really to save someone's life. It's more just to kind of comfort them as they die. Or.
Yeah. No. No. We can't. If we did that, Derek, then we are liable for any medical help that is given out, essentially, by the medical professional. Us as staff, we can't lift, we can't... I had to tell the girl who was there for this event to... Oh my god, she was here for every... Okay.
Well,
hold on, I'm not...
Well, I'm not saying you have, like, I was gonna say, I'm not saying you have your team members have medical training. I'm saying, like, you have a specific person whose job it is to handle medical handle problems. It still don't matter though, such as if someone, like,
we're liable for it. We're liable for it. So their safety becomes our responsibility. If we fuck up, it's on us. You know, we don't want that. Especially in a scenario like that, Derek, when it wasn't our fault in the first place.
I suppose it's more of a I suppose it is more of a yeah. I guess having someone like that's more of a courtesy thing to, you know, to hope or to try to help people, you know, not perish at your place. But I suppose I said long term there's I guess when you look at it objectively, there's really no reason for any place to have a medical any like amusement park or big establishment to have its own medical staff, because then they put themselves at risk. At the same time,
team members,
a lot of places.
Team members is probably worth it. You know, if you have like a amusement park and stuff,
having someone
that still might be worth it.
Even for your staff.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. If you have a large staff, you work in the sun amusement park.
Yeah, definitely for that. You want to protect your staff because you are liable for your staff. That's something you are liable for no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
if you can't have people work
we gotta move on.
Going to perish.
We gotta move on.
Yeah. Sure.
I want to note the girl from go-karts was there and was the one who called that. And I was joking with people in the office. I'm like, yeah. So our food and bev manager, I have an ongoing joke. Because he was telling me when he first started working here one of his couple days, how he had no information about this event he was doing. He had nothing. He had literally nothing. And I literally told him, welcome to our place of work. You're on legendary mode right now. And since then, I bet we've had a joke, like we've had an ongoing joke of like, are you on legendary mode today, buddy? And he's like, yeah. Or he'll say, I'm like, yeah, real legendary mode today. And I was joking. And I so brought this on myself. I was joking, I'm like, yeah, see, to him, this is like legendary mode. To me, this is just like, this is normal. It's like, it was a little above normal. This is a hard day. Chance and fucking fate, let me tell you. I've been training throughout
It's like normal
the day.
with like one or maybe 2 skulls on.
Yeah. 1 or maybe 2 skulls. Chanced fate. The girl that I was with, I can't believe she was here for all
birthday
these.
Party.
Yeah. No, God, don't even bring that up. That was probably the worst shift before this one. No. So I get another radio call. I've gotten, let me tell you how many radio calls I've gotten. I got that accident one. I got the go-karts one. And at the gyroscope, I probably had about 10, mostly non-issues, until this 11th one of someone stuck in the ride. I had someone stuck in the ride earlier, but all I did was I walked up, I undid the seat, and walked away. This time,
nice.
I walked up, the emergency stop was pressed. I'm not sure why. I'm still not sure why. I'm informed that the person on the ride is deaf, and that this was the same girl that called the code blue. She didn't do anything wrong. There was pre-existing medical conditions. You should know about the gyroscope. If you are deaf, have ear or equilibrium problems, we highly recommend you do not go on the ride. Clearly, that was ignored on the fucking sign out there. Clearly ignored. Clearly ignored. So this girl is is stuck in the E-stop. I won't explain exactly what happens here, but there's a little fear of how it gets back home. But I undo the E-stop and I get it back home just fine. The thing that I was worried was gonna happen did not happen. And it honestly
it's
usually
concerning
doesn't.
that the emergency stop is risky to bring back to
No. It's not because it was the emergency stop. It was how the ride was stopped. I can't explain it. I can't explain why it still worked. I can't. But honestly, it's fine. I think it was a problem from early on, but I still fear talk people onto it on the off chance it happens still. And as far as I'm concerned, it could still happen still. But it didn't. It's not fair to say it worked all fine. I got her out just fine. With the E-stop, not a problem. I go up to undo the seat, not fine. You see, the thing with these gyroscope seats is if you pull them in too tight, you get stuck. And I tell people this, and sometimes they pull them in too tight anyways. And even in that scenario, it's not that bad, because you can say, hey, scooch back a little. They scooch back, and you can get them out. We have a deaf person on the ride, so that's no fun. This person's caretaker...
Pull out your phone and show them the thing?
This caretaker comes and communicates for her to move back, which she moves back a little bit, and let go of the handles for me. And we still can't get her out. This caretaker is having an extremely, almost overreactory, I would say. Almost in complete overreaction, panic attack to this, which is not helping.
Which does not help.
No, she was not helping whatsoever. She was completely hindering this. But to be fair, it might have been necessary on her part. Truthfully, I'm not sure. But I'll get to that. We try to get her out after she's done this interpreting stuff, and she says, "No, I've seen this. We're gonna have to call the fire department." I don't think we have to call the fire department, honestly. There's one other thing I can try. So I try to call my manager to figure out what that is, because I actually that's basically what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get in contact with him for some reason. So I try to call him to figure out what I should do. Can't reach him. Call the maintenance guy, because I remember him just one time undoing the seat you have to push the primary restraint in to get undone. That's what I was trying to say earlier. And there's a lever behind it they have to pull down at the same time. But if you pull it in too tight, you can't push it in to get that leeway. So,
yeah.
Which, if you scooch back, you'll do it just fine. You'll be able to get out just fine. It'll work all great. And, but, you know, like, she was deaf. She couldn't communicate. And, I'll just say it now. I haven't learned it at this point. But this girl is autistic.
Okay.
As well, yes. And in her 30s, but autistic. So, yeah, that's not real great for me. Have I accomplished anything else? Okay. Yeah. I knew how I did that, but alright, I'll keep going. So, yeah, that's just adding to it. Deaf, autistic, should not have been on the ride. I don't know why she wanted her on the gyroscope. The gyroscope is astronaut training. You get spun around all over. Why the fuck? Whatever. Anyhow, the maintenance guy gives me another thing I could try, which is essentially what I've been trying, but get 2 people. I get another person, because the girl I'm with, she's not that strong. Even with the 3 of us trying it, her pulling the lever, us 2 pushing down the thing, we can't get them out. I try to call my manager one last time while the caretaker is having a panic attack of her life. Don't reach him. Like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm done. My judgment call, fire department. I call the fire department. The fire department comes to get her out. So the fire department comes here. They handle mostly everything, which is kind of nice. I'm a little upset because I feel like, honestly, I should have been taught beforehand what I really do in this situation, as opposed to, I shouldn't have really had to get in contact with my MOD, besides to tell them, hey, this is what the fuck's happening right now. I should have tried the other person immediately, and then be like, yeah, we gotta get the fire department. They're stuck. No way, but it's whatever, I guess. We'll see. I've at least learned I don't think I'm in trouble for that. Which is, main concern. I'm still concerned I might get in trouble for the ambulance thing. I told him what happened, but, because that was on me. I shouldn't have done that. And not that I was particularly wrong, but, it was just stupid.
There's nothing wrong with what you said. It was just like there's no reason to say it.
It jeopardized the kid. Yeah, it jeopardized the kid's safety. So that. So I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow.
You didn't jeopardize the kid's safety. The parent did.
The parent did, but you know, there's other stuff I could have done in that situation. I very dislike. I really do wish I didn't say that. And I really faced the wrath for that. So bad. Anyhow. What am I doing? Am I just collecting coins? Yeah. Okay. So, what's up? What's going on? So I get the fire department. I have to bring this fire guy to the maintenance shed to get a screwdriver. They go in, they use the screwdriver to pop her out. Easy peasy. They tell me the seat doesn't lock on one side. Or doesn't unlock on one side. It's only unlocking on the other side. And thus it's not good to, and maybe the cable needs to be fixed on the specific seat. The whole ride is shut down and locked out. The whole ride has to be shut down and closed. It can't for the rest of today. Maintenance guy has to look at it. I don't fucking care. It's gyroscope. Most people don't do it. Just like actually do. Like, it's not a very popular attraction. It's, as I learned, it's there mostly for groups.
Yeah.
It's still not the best, but like we have an hour left. That person was going home. I sent the girl home during this because she had a day, and also she was scheduled out. Now they tell me this, so I'm like, okay, alright. So I go. I had powered down the ride for them at some point during all this, as they asked me to. Shut all the power to her. I'm like, sure. It's really easy. I shut the power off. I'm gonna explain to them what, you know, whatever. No, they tell me to do that. I'm like, okay, sure. So I go to that seat that's open now because they got her out. And I go close it, which is part of the close essentially. Close that seat. While I'm at it though, I just decided, because they told me it doesn't lock no more. I'm like, yeah. And this whole time, by the way, like, this woman throwing having a panic attack, I don't think she was wrong to have a panic attack. I didn't learn the girl was autistic until I called the fire department, essentially, and then the woman told me, the caretaker told me. But
okay,
yeah, that is important. I didn't learn that until then. I had to really think about when I learned that, and it was during, because this is such a blur to me. But yeah, it was during then. Which it gives a very neat, it gives a not neat. It gives a timeline of events, though. And that's important.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, I go to close it, but I'm curious because I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the seat. It just got pulled a little in too tight. If that's even really a problem with it, I still think we actually could have gotten the girl out. There was a point where I noticed the girl actually pushed herself back, but I had already called the fire department. I decided not to try anything further, simply because the caretaker was panicking a lot, crying at this point. And to be fair, again, like, she's not in the wrong to do this. I get why she's so afraid. But it's also, to some extent, she's overreacting. She was saying we were hurting her on the stomach. I don't think we were, though. But deaf and autistic. So, it's not, my only interpretation is through this woman. So I have no idea. I don't wish to, I don't wish to try one more time at this point. I'm gonna let the fire department do their thing. It's not worth the risk to me, because at this point, maybe I'm incorrect or something. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't wanna, it's obvious, like, it's been a very bad day for these two, at the gyroscope. That they shouldn't have gone on in the first place, but it's been a very bad day for them. So I'm not gonna, but I literally go to test the seat because I'm like, yeah, but it's gotta be fine, right? I close it, I open it just fine, and close it again. I'm like, yeah, this looks fine. Most likely. It doesn't matter. Fire department told me to close it. I'm closing it. Also, I'm like, I'm not maintenance, so fuck if I really know.
Yeah, have them look at it.
Yeah, I'd rather, even still,
just in case.
Even with me,
so it doesn't,
even
unbuckle
with me,
or something.
Yeah. Even with me being like that, like, I'm very certain it's fine. My manager is very certain it's fine. I'm sure the maintenance guy is very certain it's fine. I was telling the food and bev manager this too. But we're gonna obviously listen to what they say. Fire department says close it. For all I know, they know more than me. They probably do actually, unfortunately. Which I wish I did, but whatever. So I wish that wasn't the case, but so I'm like, yeah, we're obviously gonna, and it's the gyroscope. No one fucking cares. There were people wanting to go on it because there was a fire department here getting someone out of it, which apparently just attracts people to it. I don't get it either.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I don't get it either, but
ooh, that's an annoying thing to get out of.
So they keep coming up to me like, you're gonna close it, right? I'm like, yeah, and I don't know why they keep getting this idea that I wasn't. They're like, hey, can you mark it off to make sure people know they can't do this? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm gonna lock the gate, and all that stuff. But I'm like, when the fire department guys approaches me again about this, I'm like, yes, I really am, but please let me just assist the two that were in it at first, and then I'll get right to closing it. And I did almost forget. I sat back in the chair after assisting them. I gave them free ice cream. I told them they want free food. Let me know. Whatever the hell I need to do. I didn't say hell, obviously, but like, whatever the hell I need to do. I get it. I gave them a card that let them do whatever the hell they want. I had $50 on it. I had them skip the line, get free ice cream. Because that was what they wanted immediately after. I'm like, if you want food, just let me know. I'll have them make food for you. If you need anything else. And they got ice cream. They went around. They did mini golf. I don't know if they did any other attractions. So she seemed relatively fine. The guy, the firefighters come back while I'm closing the gyroscope. Fire rescue team. And they bring out a lockout tag, which in short prevents the ride from being powered on at all. And requires the person with the key to unlock it. It brings the ride to zero potential energy, it's called. And I'm like, oh, hey, we got one of our own. Let me go get that and put it on. They said, yeah, okay. So I put it on. And then they tell me, yeah, we're going to put ours on too. I'm like, oh, okay. And I look at it and I'm like,
why'd they have you put yours on?
Yeah, I don't know why they had to, because they had me do that, because you can only put one on.
Yeah.
It don't work that way. I don't think it works that way anywhere.
100% potential energy.
Like,
yeah, Zinker, we could have this argument again about positive and negative forces.
No, it still brings it to zero. There's no negative force.
I'm joking.
It's just I'm like, okay, and like, are you gonna be able to fit it on there? I'm like, probably not. Which one would you prefer, ours or yours on? They said ours. And they said they had to, it's a state law that they had to have us lock out the ride. And I relayed all this to my manager.
Law, but...
Well, because it involved a civilian. That's why.
I get that. I'm just saying, it feels like an oddly specific law.
Yeah. My manager calls the vent to me after this. Because he had the day off, and he's gotten all these different calls about this stuff. Like, kind of like yelling, and he's like, I know it's not you. Besides, he gives me a little shit for the ambulance thing, which is why I don't know I'm out of the clear of it. But, like, and I don't care if I'm yelled at, I'm into it, so, you know. But, yeah, he literally, you can't win against me, but, like, yeah, he's not yelling at me specifically, as far as I know.
See, I told you, that's why you do that. Like, if you're into people abusing you, like, what are they gonna do?
It's so helpful. He can't do nothing. But like, yeah. I would be actually a little concerned if I was in trouble. But like at that point, I'm just telling him like, yeah, and you couldn't answer me. So like I had to go my best judgment. This woman's crying. Say, please call the fire department for her life. I'm gonna call the fire department. And I don't think that was even the wrong judgment call. I wish I got to that judgment quicker, as opposed to trying to deal with getting my manager and stuff. I don't know if there's going to be a conversation tomorrow about any of this or not. But if there is, I'm going to be like, yeah, can you teach me what to do? So I can skip almost entirely.
It's kind of shitty to throw you on, to basically more or less throw you under the bus, really, into a situation you don't know.
Yeah.
At my work on Monday and Tuesday, for my break, they brought someone up from a different cafe in the casino. That it's just a cafe. Ours is a restaurant and cafe. There's just a cafe. Like they don't like serve people. They don't have servers or anything like that. They just sell like prepackaged food and whatnot. Or like make like coffee drinks. And they brought someone up from there to cover for me while I was on my break. But we have to like take checks from the restaurant. We have to do a shit ton more stuff than they do. And like they had no idea what they're doing. My manager literally spent the entire shift just teaching the person what to do. At which point she should have just done it or given me my break instead. And like she fucked a bunch of shit up too. We lost credit card info from someone, so they got their dinner for free because she fucked it up. It wasn't her fault. They just threw her under the bus without knowing what to do.
Yeah. No, my that's why I don't think my manager yelled at me about it, honestly, because I did everything that I think he wanted me to do in that situation. But like, I would much rather. I keep asking him to just teach me shit. I would much rather just know what I have to do in the situation and skip him entirely and then call him later or call him as it's happening. I was really slow on that part too, like almost everything that happened. Like I gave him a little up to date. But I should note, by the way, I did get in contact with my manager once during this, because I didn't say it. Right after the maintenance guy, he called me. He called me because I was trying to. I told him it was an urgent call that we couldn't text. Like he's like he always when you call him he says text. I'm like urgent call. We need to skip this. We can't. We don't have time to deal with this right now because of the situation. It's a bit time. Yeah.
If you're a manager, if you're like a manager that has people that like people are supposed to go to for help, you should not refuse calls and like try to do text. You should just answer the call.
He was telling me it's because he has no service. I mean, I don't.
That's different.
I don't.
I think the way you said it sounded like that was a normal thing. Okay.
It is a normal thing of him. Especially with the text thing.
That's not. Good.
But yeah, I'm inclined to believe him. I feel like he's not lying on that. Whatever. He says no service. He says no service. If I'm not in trouble for anything I've done,
that. I'm just saying.
Then
I'm just saying, like, if you're a manager, you gotta be able to be reached like that.
Yeah.
If you have people who might need you to handle something.
Unfortunately,
you gotta.
He was calling me too. He was like, "Man, I can't even take a fucking day off, dude." I'm like, "Yeah." You would not, because like this is like the most amazing different stuff that have happened, and not amazing in a good way. Just like I can't believe I'm flabbergasted this has happened. I can't believe you've done this.
I don't think you're gonna beat this Smash. You didn't this one does not have a lot of coins around. Does not have a lot of money around.
Why doesn't it though? It's this guy right here. This fucker who has the coin. He won't do it. I think I need to learn to cheat the system better.
Just go back and forth.
That's what I'm doing. No. Yeah. So
you're certainly not getting there by going back.
By the way, I should know. I was supposed to leave at 6 p.m. this night. I was gonna stay a little bit, help the food and bev guy out because he doesn't. If you think me being thrown on the bus is bad, you should see him, who knows almost nothing about any of the attractions whatsoever, and is expected to watch the whole place. On the level of a manager. What? Why? He doesn't even know how to operate the gyroscope. I don't know, if I wasn't here, I don't know what he would have done in this situation. I truly don't.
I don't know how my coworkers do their jobs because whenever I'm there, I see them do so many things. Or like I see people do so many things wrong, and I don't know how more people aren't getting in trouble, or I don't know how things get done at all without me there. Honestly, which sounds very narcissistic, and it is. But like, trust me, if you saw my coworkers, you'd agree.
That's also why I make sure I handle all the random shit that I can. Not even joking. I make sure everyone knows. I want to make it known that I want to make sure everyone has it, like, gets everything down, whether I'm there or not.
It's important for people to deal with.
It's so important.
I mean, some people are just some people are just flat out incompetent.
I gotta move on with the story. Like, yeah. We're still on the fucking gyroscope.
Okay.
Anyhow, whatever. It closes the rest of the night. I had the fire department come. My boss was talking to me. I was like, man, he couldn't believe the day I had. I couldn't believe the day I had. I was telling the food and bev guy, yep, this is legendary mode. Doesn't get more legendary than this, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
I should note, in between this, right before this happened, I had one of the staff members leave. They told me, they asked me to leave, and I said, yeah. They came up in one of these tones where yeah, you need to go home. I understand. There doesn't need to be more conversation about this. I wanted there to be, because I figured out that something really bad, really personal, happened at work, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was a guest did something to her. I'm honestly worried the poor girl was, like, sexually assaulted with how this day was. It wouldn't even surprise me, and I don't have that. I have she's safe and she's okay. Look at you, Derek. Fucking wrong.
Hey.
I hope to God that's not the case. She wouldn't tell me anything. She didn't want to talk about it. That's what really fucking spooked me. Not even a mention of a little bit of why. I just learned from other staff that they at least know it happened at work. And one person knows and won't tell me. And which is fine. Like, if it's personal, you don't have to share it with me. But God, please ease my conscience.
It's like a work. Yeah, if it's a work-related incident, though, like, especially at least just like say like, at least just say like, you know, like.
No, it's fine. I don't need that as a work. I want it from a personal perspective for my peace of mind to know that she was not honestly sexually assaulted, which is my fear right now. This is what's flowing through me. Yeah. On the top of all this other stuff I have to deal with. I really hope
I'm not saying she should tell you because I'm not saying she should tell you like solely that she should tell you because like you're a manager or because you're above her, you're like your manager and like she should tell her manager and she should tell a manager. I'm more or less just saying like it's like if it's clearly going like that's something that's for any reasonable manager that should concern them if something happened to their staff while they were managing them.
It concerns me so much.
Not just from not just from a business standpoint, but from a personal standpoint too. Of like, you know, it's probably what the chaperone was feeling, where they're supposed to be watching that person and something happened to them, and obviously it wasn't her fault, but like she probably felt
it might have been their mom.
Like she was like,
but yeah, it's not her fault. No, I just want to know. I don't want to pressure her tomorrow, but I'm gonna ask her if I can at least ask a few questions, or if you could give me like something. So I could be like, because I was even gonna ask, because the girl from the gyroscope contacted me on Snap, which is my Snap, asking me like if the person was okay, because she left before she actually, well no, she left after she got out, because she needed it, she had a stressful day, which is fine, obviously, and I was like, yeah, she's fine, are you okay? Is this other girl okay? I need to know what happened. Can you like, you don't have to tell me exactly what happened, but like, can I ask you like 2 questions to confirm things it's not, please? Which I was gonna ask her, do you know what actually happened to her? And, was she sexually assaulted? Because that is my worst fear at this place, that this happens. I really hope that's not what happened. Holy shit. I don't even know what do I do? And this girl is like, that went home is so sweet. Quiet and sweet. Like, not, of all the people.
It was just, hopefully it was just like a customer was just an anus.
That's
like,
what I really want to happen. Honestly, that's what I really wish it to be. But I don't have that peace of mind. I'm so scared. Some people cannot take, or some people don't take, like customers being assholes well, which like is fair, you know, it's especially when it's unjustified, but like here's the deal. Customers don't give a fuck about people. Right, but this person would have dealt with that before. That's what's really fucking me up. This has to be like a whole new level of something. And that's why I'm so concerned, if that's what I mean, but whatever. I know
like one of my coworkers has like dealt with it loads of times and has never, and just has not gotten over it.
If it's like an actual assault, like, well, unfortunately, you have a lot of junk men hit on you here, if you're a girl. Which is fucked up, but yeah. But
Zinker here too. We're at work.
Well, honestly, it doesn't matter where.
The servers deal with it a lot. Holy shit.
If there's bar, the server. If there's a bar out on the premise of that place, you probably deal with it as a girl. You probably, especially when you're consider that you're harnessing them here in these places. We're not
as this guy
but
too.
So, Derek, I've been technically sexually harassed at work by drunk women. That
I haven't.
Like, I'm not.
I don't want the drunk women at my work to harass me. They're all old.
Yeah, well, mine were like in the 40s, but like, it doesn't feel good because they were drunk. Honestly, I would be fine with it if they weren't drunk. It's the fact that they're drunk that, like, it actually just feels insulting. Like, that, it's like,
What about that one, Zinker, what about that one girl that hit on you when we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That broke up with that guy?
She was drunk?
I think you did that.
Yeah.
Zinker, she was barely, Zinker, she could barely stand.
I know, she was very drunk. That was very, but that, like, it'd be way different if that girl hit on me when she was not drunk. I'd be, like, so flattered. Fuck, she wasn't even brown, right? I'd probably be like, hell yeah. I mean,
no, she wasn't. Yeah.
I probably still date her, but like, I'm at that point. But like, no, she was drunk.
She was.
I thought
Zinker,
she was
let me at least Zinker of the 2 other guys who were there, including the guy she was with, she was more into you than anyone else. That's something.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I don't think it was.
I've
been hit on by a couple drunk girls, and I've only been hit on by drunk girls, and it's very depressing.
Okay, but that's more than I've been hit on. I haven't even been hit on by drunk
Derek,
girls.
Because it feels like the only way I can like do anything with a girl is if they're drunk, and that's essentially rape at that point. That does not feel good to me. It feels so awful. So, I think I'm at, what am I at? I think I'm at like 5? 3 of them? I have at least 2 at my work. I had that girl that I actually forgot about. She reminded me about her. That one almost kissed me. I remember that.
I understand what you're getting at there, where it is kind of awkward. But like, you know, I'd still at least take it as something.
I don't. It's just like, the fact that I'm attractive when they're drunk means nothing to me. And the fact that I've only gotten the attractive compliment when people are drunk is just like, it's more reinforcing that I'm not. But that's neither here nor there. That's a different conversation. I'm not done with this
I only get
day.
it from guys, so like
I would take that. Yeah. I would, if a guy hit on me, like, I'm not gonna be into it, but I'm at least gonna be like, well, at least he thought I was attractive. I could use that. That's not. It means as when a drunk woman does it, it means nothing. When someone's drunk and they do it, it's just gross. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
That drunk girl was a little bit better, I guess, because like she was breaking up with her boyfriend to be with me, but like she also like nearly kissed me. I don't think I can ever get behind the whole drunk thing, and someone being like that, you know.
I'm certainly not behind it. I'm just saying I'm not behind it being like fuck yeah, drunk bitch hit on me. I'm more just like, well, you know, it got like it's a better starting point than nothing.
I guess. Anyhow, I gotta continue on. I'm not done with this episode. Derek, I gotta continue. I have to continue. We're an hour into this episode and I'm not done. Okay?
I'm just trying to talk a bit too, so it's not 100% sync.
Derek, I'm not done. It's an hour, okay? I have to. I'm supposed to have left at 6. I stayed for the food and bev manager and so I could get paperwork done. I did not get the paperwork done, except for some of it I did at the end, because I had to get it done. I had no choice but to get it done. It reaches closing time at this point. It's 9. We close at 9, and I literally just tell the food and bev manager, like, yeah, I gotta make an incident report about what happened at that gyroscope thing, so I'm gonna be here late. 1 hour. 1 whole hour. Plus. No. Sorry. We closed at 9:30. When we closed at 9. The last person finished at 9:30, and the food and bev manager left at, like, 9:45. The last conversation we had, by the way, is about a fire alarm thing going off. And whether he should silence it or not. I don't know if it was a trouble alarm, not a fire alarm. To be exact. I don't know if he silenced it or not. I told him it honestly probably doesn't matter. I've seen it before. It doesn't trigger an alarm. But he said he was texting the manager about it, the main one. So, we'll see. I don't know what he did. But whatever. He leaves at 9:45 after he locks all the doors to me. I said I would greatly appreciate that because I'm gonna be here a long time. And I was. From that time until 11:15 was how long it took me to write what was an essay of an incident report. 4 fucking pages. I typed it instead of writing it, which is atypical to how we do it. But I'm like, I gotta. I need to make this clear. And my manager asked for like a really strong one, and I'm like, okay, you got it. I will. That's why I'm. Actually, that's kind of why I'm pretty good with telling the story.
Triple column, IEEE.
Yeah. Normally I'm Normally, I'm a bit, like, jumbled up when telling stories. I'm still pretty jumbled up as is, but, like, consider this as an hour-long episode so far. I've done pretty great.
Citations.
I finish. I go, I lock, and I arm this building. And now I'm on, like, Snapchat, and I'm just, like, laughing about the day. I'm like, that was the worst shift I ever worked.
I hope this is when Cthulhu showed up.
And no, I'm like, this is the worst shift ever. That was the worst shift I ever worked ever in my whole time here in the 5 years I've worked at this place. That was the worst shift. And I'm like trying to make another snap, about when I'm leaving, like when I was supposed to leave, which is at 6 p.m. and I just don't do it. And I finally reach my car, and I turn around. Beep, beep, beep. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? A fire has been reported in the building. A fire has been reported in the building. 11:24 p.m.
Did you burn the building down as you left?
No! Derek, I have my phone out. I'm recording a Snapchat video. I turn around. This fire alarm's here, and you just hear it over the Snapchat video, and then I burst into laughter, and I just go, "The day's still going, boys! It's not over!"
I was hoping you just like turn and look at it, like you see like a building on fire, and you just look back at the camera and just slowly zoom in.
That would have been really funny, actually. No, no, I looked at this blinking, flashing fire alarm, and I'm just like, the day's still going, boys! I'm still at this place. I should have left 5.5 hours ago. I'm like, I text the food and bev manager because he's the closest. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Whatever you did, whatever I told you to do for the fire alarm, you chose poorly. But I told him I'm still here, I'll deal with it. And honestly, I wait there for the fire department. And I just forget to text my general manager. I literally had to go, like, unarm both of the buildings. I had to go turn the parking lot lights. I don't know if I had to do this, but I did it. Because I figured it would make it more clear where they should come in through. Keep in mind, all 4 of these major events, police were either nearly involved, should have been involved, or were involved. Or, the fire department, whatever. Say emergency services, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, emergency services.
I'm waiting at the parking lot for them. And I'm like, oh shit, I should probably tell the manager that. I'm like, I'm still here. I hadn't thought about it because, like, I wasn't really supposed to stay that late, but I ended up doing it because of all the shit that happened. Now, I don't actually get to send this message, though, because the fire department shows up right there. So I'm, like, mid-send this message. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go deal with them and get this alarm. Well, I actually just forget. That's the real thing that happened. I just forget about it. The fire department comes like, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. And I bring the guy to the alarm. Elevator, recall, first floor. Guy silences the alarm. This guy that we have, he's gotta be a noob or something. Because I was surprised he silenced it, because he wasn't, like, the main guy. That was not who I expected to silence the alarm. The main guy went to go find a key. Because I told him I don't know if the panel's unlocked. I'm pretty certain it is. And in reality, we keep the key for the alarm panel just right there. Which makes a lot of sense.
Pretty sure we may have found the 4th place already.
We might, well, yeah, at this point, Derek, I'm just doing this story and finishing it up. Like, not that anyone's actually watched this, but honestly, they really should have. Because this is a story. This is a story. It's like... Actually, no. Honestly, sorry. I take that back. Literally, Supermash is actually probably our most popular series right now. Like, not even kidding. And that surprises me so much, but whatever. People like watching it. I hope this episode... I think the story... There's a lot of story in this where it's interesting. It's probably going to be the one episode for we do tonight. How big it is. But it's fine. Yeah, the fire department. Yeah. They silence the alarm. We go to the elevator to see what the fuck's going on. It's on the second floor. And it's in, like, emergency recall mode or something. Or it has a fire... It's having some sort of fire issue.
Like how you're ignoring that one ruby.
I think it was a heart.
It was definitely a ruby.
No, it's a heart and spikes there. But I'll grab this ruby. The one you weren't talking about. That's right, Derek. You got wrecked by not specifying which one it was. Not my fault. You should have specified.
I said the ruby. It was, in fact, the ruby.
No, you were talking about the heart. You mixed them up. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
This isn't your work.
It's still the same. I still just enforce the rules.
I feel like you do kind of make them up. You do that a lot, actually.
Rules? Yeah. I mean, I feel like... I always felt, like, kind of weird, because, like, when we honestly first began this, like, I kind of just, like, sucked you into what was essentially I mean, it's ours. It really is ours. But, like, at the time, it was, like, really just sort of, like, my thing, right? Well, but it was yours, too. It was me trying to do it because of what happened with the previous YouTube one. And you kind of got sucked in. And, like, early on, like, I mean, yeah, I gave you game choice, and you still I really do want to give you more game choice. But it's mostly distance that really fucks it up more than anything, I think. The fact that you're so far away.
It makes it kind of difficult, yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? Honestly, those things are probably worth it. What is it? It's so weird because it feels like I make all the rules, and I just feel guilty about that a lot.
It's because you do.
Well, yeah. But like I just feel.
I know. You say it feels like you do because you literally do.
I do. Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you do.
Yeah.
It's not that it feels like you do. It's that you do.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Out me out, man. Out me out. But I do feel like a little bad about it. But I mean you know. I do as of right now. I do a lot of the editing, but like especially because
I'm just here being interesting.
Yes, I'm the one who makes the rules, and you're the entertainer, and then we joke about how it's my how you're the corpse, and then but no, like I actually feel bad about that, because like that was kind of like one of the rift things that ended the previous channel. But like in my defense on that one, they never assisted with anything, which is why I was like, I made all this stuff, you know. I wanted it to be of a quality. As I also
don't assist with anything.
I mean, you do. We're having a nice debate about the mic.
Yeah.
And it's just. I mostly decide the games, and honestly, even the games I decide to do, I mean, I do think of what I want to do, and I also spend the money on them, so you know.
Yeah.
There's some fairness there, but, what was I saying?
I really don't care either way, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. I mean, you got Clubhouse and Minecraft Dungeons. Those are both yours. Yeah. And you did Final Fantasy, then you're like, I'm not going to do Final Fantasy anymore. I'm like, we do 2 episodes. It's
just like, when we get in there.
I literally don't know. Now, we might have our pal Alex. Well, we're hopefully going to have our pal Alex join too.
We're literally going to have more content than we can ever possibly put up.
I mean, that's fine.
Oh, it's fine. It's just... I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm just doing it because I just enjoy playing games and hanging out.
Yeah.
Which is mostly what this is for me.
Yeah. Same. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, like, it's not bad to have the extra content too. Cause there was a time like we didn't record that much, we didn't get that much weekly series. Now we're good. Now we're set for like the next month plus. I'm not even kidding. Except for Supermash,
Stoic backtracking,
which we still haven't done because we're an hour and 10 into the session. We've only done one episode. Which is very bad, you know, in terms of, but whatever, it's fine because this episode is very special. But
yeah, it's Supermash the movie.
It really is. This is probably one of the most verbal we've been in the past while too, since like the pandemic.
Oh yeah, well, because with COVID, like before, especially when neither of us were working, we were doing literally nothing. We were doing literally nothing
and record. People don't understand how hard it is to live. How hard it is to live interesting lives. Even just in general, we have after like COVID is mostly ended, but we still only have so much stuff to talk about.
Not mostly ended.
Well, it has in the sense that we aren't going outside and doing stuff. We are. We go to work now.
Yeah, that's true.
What was I gonna say? What's interesting about all that? No, about the COVID stuff. No, it's very difficult to like tell a lot of these stories and stuff. It really is. It's really difficult to just continuously be entertaining in such a manner. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I enjoy it. It's hard. I'm glad that some of the games you do, like Bug Fables and Paper Mario, honestly, even Paper Mario, the fact that we don't have to talk too much during those series is so great. The fact that they're like kind of
pretty entertaining themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to be entertaining.
It's all dialogue. It's so nice. We need those. Because if you watch Ashante, like, and I'm aware of this, but like there isn't anything I can do in the sense. Like, I want to play these games. I want to, you know, I want to show them. But like you only get, you know, it's especially because we also do these late too. The fact that I have this much energy. Yeah. This by the way, this shift I've been explaining all day happened, well, yesterday technically, but I'm off it. Like I just came off it essentially. Which is amazing that I have any sort of energy whatsoever. I was dead right before starting this too. Probably because I'm just so worked up about it. Nearly cried, like, not gonna lie. I'm surprised I didn't. It was that bad. It was just, especially, you gotta consider the stuff I haven't even told you about, that I don't even remember.
Yeah.
No,
I get you. You blocked it out. Too traumatizing.
Too traumatizing, in my... It's just, it's not significant enough compared to all the major stuff that happened. But, you know, it's fun. I really do like these weekly series too. It's so nice. We play so many different games.
Mountain Machine Gun?
Yeah, why not? It's far more interesting to me with what we've done. Like, just in general, just because we have that different stuff all the time. Which is why I like it this way. And, you know,
I know we haven't talked about the game at all, but I'm pretty sure the start of what the text was just saying there was the same thing for It Invaded.
Yeah, it is. They only have so much. It's fine.
I know. I just thought it was funny because they're like, he's a solver of mysteries and he's Cyber Guy.
Yeah. With how much people actually watch a series for our channel like ours, which is very surprising. That's a cat. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is the cat. Hey, cat. You want some pets? She sure did. Yeah, what was I saying? Who am I? I don't even know.
So it's surprising with how much people watch a
channel
like us or something.
I'm surprised. People really like Supermash. It's nice. I'm glad. People do watch our other stuff too, but like just not as much. You get like a cut. I don't know if we have like continuous watchers of our other series. We definitely do of this series though.
That's good.
Anyhow, let's finish off this worship. The fire department comes. The elevator, they see the elevator recall. We go to the elevator. It's on the second floor. Where it's triggered as if like someone, you know, like as there's a fire. stuff going on in the elevator. The cat's probably about to fuck up the recording because of where she is. I guess. I don't know. She's behaving. She moves. No, Luna. Get down. Get down. Get down. Yeah. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh, yeah. No, I don't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, I still died of spikes if I went invincible. They go to the elevator. They put in firefighter mode. Use it to call the elevator back down because it wouldn't respond. Then they put it in bypass mode. Then they put it back in the normal elevator operation mode. And that fixes it. And they don't know why. And my man, I finally text my manager like, oh, hey, I'm actually here. And I handle all the fire thing. He says, I'm coming. Have them all stay put. I'm like, oh, okay. Sure. I'm just hoping at this point that I'm not going to get yelled at for staying too late, because I did it because I was making the instant report about what happened earlier. Yeah, he had a lot of questions for them, and then the guys wouldn't stay any longer. They're like, yeah, if he wants to know, just call the firehouse in the morning tomorrow. You know, we're heading out. And I'm like, okay, but they answered a lot of questions. It's just the elevator did it, and to them they said it was a shitty system, which my manager doesn't disagree. It doesn't seem like he says he hates them. I don't know why we use them, but. Oh, I think it's because it's very costly to change the whole alarm system.
Probably, yeah.
For that building.
I think that's a lot of businesses' reasons for using outdated equipment.
Yeah, but I mean, we update that stuff all the time, so it's kind of strange too. We have like we lost $1 million for the COVID. I said earlier that doesn't do shit to this place of business. They don't even care about the money it rakes in. It's really just a play part for them. Luna, come over here. Come get pets. If you go up there, I'm gonna have to lock you in the laundry room. I don't want to do that. My manager comes after the firefighters leave, and I'm explaining to him what happened. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, he's going to the thing. He's trying to figure out, because apparently there's a lot of trouble. Remember how I mentioned that trouble alarm? Yeah, that one seems to be irrelevant. But right before that happened, and right before I left, he got like a huge surge of trouble alarms. And then that fire alarm went off, which was about 5 minutes after the fact. 4 minutes after. It was 4 minutes after the fact. I was walking back to return the walkie. I made the Snapchat of that was my worst shift ever. And then I left my walkie, so I walked back, and when I was walking back, that's when those alarms. I didn't tell my manager this. I don't think he cared. But when I was walking back to return that walkie, I accidentally kept. That was when these alarms went through, and I armed the building, I walked out, almost made it to my car, and the alarm went off. But I told him something that I guess the firefighters didn't see, because it was that noob guy. That noob guy that went through, that saw the alarm, he couldn't even remember what it said. He was like, elevator something, first floor. I'm like, it was elevator recall, first floor. If it weren't for me being there, he wouldn't have gotten that information. Wait, that's not my enemy? What the fuck is that?
Maybe it's the one that was hopping by the spikes.
How do I kill that?
Delicately.
I guess so. Yeah, I said it was a photo. It was a photo of smoke that caused the thing. But she didn't know. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I'm glad you told me that. That was the one. That information is very key. I'm like, oh, cool. I noticed that. Oh, it was like elevator recall first floor in the alarm, but it also said photo smoke. Which that guy, I'm sure that guy didn't even notice. I mean that too. I doubt he did. I'm out of ammo. Luna, come on, Luna. Don't make me. You're gonna make me lock you in on that. On. Thank you. This episode's pretty clean. Don't make me do that this episode. Yeah, and then he's like, I'm sitting there waiting because he's on the phone with someone. He's like, Zinker, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm waiting for you to tell me I'm good. Because he said I had to stay. And he's like, oh, I'm leaving. You should too. I'm like, awesome. I gotta go lock everything up again. And I did. I left on Monday. It was Sunday shift. I left on Monday at 12:18 p.m. I was like on Snap, the Sunday can't get me no more. It's Monday now. I'm free. That was an emotionally traumatizing day. I got home at 1, and the cat was outside for some reason, and the cat walked up to me. I had my phone on for Snapchat, and I'm like, hey, how was your day? And that was it. She was super happy to see me, and I was like, I'm happy to see you. I really am. Neat, it was the hopping guy. I did it.
I like how many attempts that took until you finally just grabbed missile and took one missile.
Yeah. That was the worst shift I worked in my entire life, man. That was a brutal fucking shift. Let me tell you.
Well, that is why I prefer to not have to be responsible for things at a job. Don't get me wrong, if I could be a manager at my job, I would be, because it's incredibly easy. I've seen what they do. It's incredibly easy. And not only that, there's obviously pain in the ass stuff they have to deal with, and they do have a little more responsibility than I do. But for more money, I don't really care. I know at my work they don't do a lot. But for other places where I would have to do a lot, yeah, I don't want to do that.
No, it's mostly worth it. It was just, that's not a typical day at all. Sure, you might get one of those bad things that happen. The go-karts might go down. You got the near code. You got the near ambulance pass out kid. You have the fire department. That's never happened before in my time working here. You get the fire department coming, and honestly, that fire alarm was only bad because it was 11:30 at night, and I was about to leave, on top of everything else that happened. That one's a little more frequent, sure, but like none of that's even really that bad or hard. Like, I mean, the ambulance thing sucks because I totally fucking fucked it up there. But there's not. Oh, wait, are we good on the Metroidvania boss? We're doing it next episode, obviously, but, like... Yes, we are. Okay, great.
Yeah.
We'll do that next episode. Try to get another episode of Supermash in. What was I saying? It's, like, very stressful, but I can handle it, because I have all the tricks and stuff of how to get guests to come back. Like, giving them the extra $20. Did I ever get back to that? It just encourages them to come back. It really does. And that's way smarter than losing the business out. Even that guy I gave a return to, not the one from the ambulance, but I gave another guy a return. He didn't want the $20. I gave him $20 anyways. He's probably going to come back anyways. He didn't seem like he was too... But, like, now I've assured he will. Confidently that he will. Those other people, they didn't even want the return because I think they ended up doing more stuff. I just gave them the extra 20 on top of it. So they had a longer day here, and we didn't lose any money that day. It works out so well, and a lot of businesses should adopt that sort of mindset.
I mean, it depends on what you're giving out exactly, too, but, like, for a lot of places, it does actually help, if you're a Sunglasses Hut and someone like has a bad experience walking by your kiosk in the mall, and you're like, oh, well, here's a free pair of sunglasses.
Derek,
you're not gonna come back to buy more sunglasses.
Derek,
I'm joking.
I know.
I'm joking.
Like,
I'm joking. Okay, I'm not being serious. I'm not saying that's a serious reason, but like I'm saying for not everyone, it matters. For my business, for where I work, for example, I work in a restaurant and a casino. No, our managers are very, like it's very rare for them to ever give someone something, without even if they're not satisfied, or even if like they were wronged, or there's no reason, they're like if like something kind of like shitty happened, it's very rare for them to actually it's very for them to do anything like that might convince someone to come back. And part of the reason is because the whole point of that restaurant isn't to make money. It's literally just supposed to be a money sink of they give it's just like an additional feature of the casino to keep people there. It's not there when we're not getting people coming back to the cafe or anything. We're literally just like we don't give, especially for me, I don't give a fuck because it doesn't impact me at all. But even I know I've seen my managers deal with like shitty customers, and they're also not great managers, which is partially why I think they're kind of shitty about it, but also where they're not giving stuff back to get people coming back.
This bitch wants a really easy Metroidvania. You know what? Fine, we'll do one more. I'm feeling talkative. Of course, this bitch comes to like, hey, can you do an easy Metroidvania? Yeah, sure, I got you, bitch. Jeez. All right.
Never. Not even once.
But what was I gonna say? No, but seriously, that whole method, like that, just mostly like giving to people, it's so much better long term. I know Candelabra Melee.
Candelabra Melee.
I know a lot about just people manipulation. Like, there's this one woman in the arcade. It was this old woman. She was bitching about games not working, but there were these really minor, stupid fucking issues, and just being a pain in the ass to the arcade person. So I get called over once to deal with it because of this confusion, and we get it settled. And then she's complaining to me again about how all the arcade games aren't working. So I'm like, hey, can I see your card? I barely talk to her. Like, hey, can I see your card? I grab the card. Well, she handed it to me. I nicely grab it from her. I just go up to the window. I put 20 bucks on. I go back to her. I barely talk to her on the second encounter. I was like, hey, so you've been having all these trouble at the arcade, so I just gave you a little bit extra. I gave you an extra 20 bucks. Whether you use it for today or for next time, whatever, it's good. No matter what you want to use it on. And she's oh, that was so sweet of you. And was there anything wrong with any of her experience? No. She's just bitchy. Do I care? No. Yeah. Because you know what?
Well, that's
honestly,
the thing too is
she's gonna come back. She spent $100. Yeah. Well, she's gonna come back. Like it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too for that is like, it doesn't. You're not you're not losing any product yet. It's really not costing you anything. She wasn't gonna. It's like she probably wasn't gonna spend that $20 anyways. It's not like you just gave her something.
Well, no, she might. She comes back. The whole point of that too is like you give it back. Like,
well, she'll spend more. She'll spend more later, but I'm saying like she wasn't gonna spend that extra 20, like if you didn't give it to her. She wasn't gonna she would have just left a little earlier.
Right. But even honestly, even if you have a product, it depends on the business. Depends on what it is. Like, you don't give away a fucking fridge, obviously. Yeah. But like, if you just you deal with the bitchy person most of the time, and a lot of businesses like food, or even just like a restaurant or something, it'll work out for you better in general, because it'll be like, oh yeah, this person was like, it's different if they every time they come they do that, but they won't. They won't do it. Most people, even if you do.
Well, that's one thing I was gonna say. There are some people who, like, if you give them something free, it'll set the precedent to them. Or some people are just like that in the first place, where they complain a lot, or like be like, oh, everything here is shitty, just to try to get free stuff.
That old woman did, but you know what? She still spent $100 that day. Even if she comes back, she's still gonna spend a little more money. And even honestly, even if that one woman specifically was just gonna take abuse of that. No one ever catches on. Sure, but how many people are you not abusing that you've encouraged to come back and be regular customers? Even my manager's telling me in the business like ours, repeat customers is how they get most of the
for a business like yours especially is important. Same thing for the casino I work at. Like restaurant, we don't give a fuck about who's coming in. That's not making money, especially now with how things are. But the casino is where they're making money. The casino is where they get individual patrons spending thousands and thousands of dollars on literally no product. I mean, and that's really how casinos work. Is they give you a little bit, and like they'll do things too, where they'll give people free slot play, or like they give out free gifts and stuff too for showing up, and because once they just want to get you in the establishment, because once you're in there, it's so easy to just walk up to a machine, throw in a couple extra dollars that you wouldn't have spent normally, and walk away. Or for some people, throw in a couple thousand.
Yeah. Yeah, like, what I don't know. Alright, where are we? It's time for the next episode. Bring it! It really is. We could go on to the next episode.
That episode was longer than Toy Story 3.
Was it? Hour 30 minutes?
Let me look it up. I want to say Toy Story 3 is like 83 minutes or so.
Really? That's amazing.
Let me see.
Well, yeah. This might be one of our longest episodes. Well, it definitely is. This might be our longest episode. Because I think the only episode longer is those Kingdom Hearts episodes I merged together due to the audio problems. Which are like
I lied. It's
an hour.
I lied. It's an hour and 48 minutes. But the original Toy Story is only an hour and 21 minutes, and Toy Story 2 is an hour and 35 minutes.
Okay. I see. So, and then Toy Story 4 is only 2 hours.
All right, well, we're longer than the first Toy Story, and that's what matters.
I was joking about that. I was making a joke about how it was a pattern 14, 13, 12. You didn't get my math
I got
joke.
what you were making.
No,
I got what you were doing.
Derek, you don't know math. You don't know math. I don't make the rules. I just enforce. I don't make the rules. Just enforce them. Oh, hey, one last thing.
You do make the rules. We went over this.
Oh yeah, we did. All right, I make the rules and I enforce them. Okay. Anyhow, there was this asshole that came a different week. This like teenage boy. That like our age, well actually younger than us, but like a teenage boy, whatever, ass face, that always complains about wearing the goddamn mask, and I had to give him so much shit to put on the fucking mask. And like I was gonna snap with this dude and kick him out. I was like, alright dude, I've had too much of a day, so I'm not even gonna give you any more chances. That mask off, I come kick you out. And if you don't get out, I call police. Surprised it didn't happen. Next time on Speletons. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you made it this far. You like us a lot at that point. You can't deny it. Bye.